You
You're
ready?
on.
Okay. No. There's March 23rd and April 23rd, 2025. Council on Aging meeting. Ready to begin. We start with
I'll move to
approval of the
accept,
minutes.
yeah, I'll move to accept the minutes for March 26th meeting.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
On to Jessica.
All right. So first what I'll do is I'll pass around this card. This is the card that we send out to folks who donate to us, especially if they donate in the memory of someone. We will send that someone's family member a card that says a donation has been made in so-and-so's honor. So in this case, the board donated to Jim, which went into the nutrition program. Per his obituary. So the card is what Katie sends out to everyone. So thank you for that. That was wonderful. And I'm sure he would be proud because he was probably the biggest supporter of our nutrition program between welcoming new people, walking around and saying, "Are you staying for lunch?" and telling about it. So that's quite wonderful.
You enjoyed it, that's for sure.
He really did. Yes, he did. All right, so on to my board report. Staff, we've had some staff turnover, all good things. You guys know that Laura retired after 16 years, and Mariah was promoted to her position as coordinator. And then because now the assistant was open, we had a round of interviews and we promoted Kim. So she was our nutrition aide. She's been promoted to the assistant. And tomorrow I will interview 4 folks who've applied. Yeah, yep, who've applied for the aide position. There's nobody else internally that could possibly move up. So we're gonna get someone new. So that will happen tomorrow. And then I'll have news on that. March's programs for nutrition. We were 9 meals away from 500 congregate meals, which is a fantastic number. And our home delivered, we saw over 2,400. So we did see, we had 21 new people in March, which is fantastic. That's great. Outreach numbers, remember they're a couple months behind, so you'll see February's here. So the folks saw 60 clients with 67 units of service. These, the way I track these might be changing a little bit because as you guys know, we've received the new computer system. And what's great about this is when it comes time for me to do my yearly report to AGE, which is formerly the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. They're now the Executive Office of Age and Independence, but they're going by age. Okay? Anyone need a flow chart? Because I do. Oh my. So when, specifically for outreach, they have ways of tracking it. So I will see what, most everything I can manipulate to what you guys are used to. This may change a little bit. So we'll see. I'm still working out the kinks. The folks did watch a few Zooms for trainings in February. And then our supportive services, we had 159 folks use 188 units of service. Tax assistance, we were still doing this in March. And the rest is listed there. There were 20 pieces of medical equipment that had been loaned out to 15 people with a savings of $1,420 per my calculations. Transportation was a little bit slower in March. We did have 76 rides for 26 clients. The majority of them, of course, come here to the senior center. And then our Title III grant, we did 23 rides for, for 16 clients. Recreation, a great month. We had 994 units of service, and we helped 262 folks. Healthy Bones and Balance, there was 205 units of service in that class. Now, remember, it is 4 times a week, twice on Tuesdays and twice on Thursdays. That's great. The exercise equipment, 112, that's amazing. 2 new classes took place in March. We had Rummy Cube start and the tapping, that started.
Did anybody do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it good?
Well,
What did you
the
do?
first time was an introduction.
Oh.
And I didn't make it second week.
Yeah.
But hoping to go today.
That's great. Yep. So we saw that ukulele, which Lorraine teaches 60 people, or 60 units of service. So all great things. And then we did have some specialty activities in March. So the cash for gold and silver was back. We did a wood sign painting. That was a grant from the BCC. And then the genealogy had a 2-part series, which was very well attended. Volunteers, we had 42 volunteers for 566 hours of service. The instructors, we've gotten quite a few new classes, like the tapping and the meditation, so those instructors are all marking down their volunteer time, so those numbers have increased. In terms of the letters of intent are due on May 2nd for both the federal grants, B and C, which is our nutrition and our medical transportation. I did mail those out this morning. I have asked for increases of money that may be null and void. So I don't know yet. I will keep everyone updated. Full proposals, if we are chosen to write a full proposal, will be due July 11th. Funding would potentially arrive and be started on October 1st. So, fingers crossed. Upcoming in April, we have Mexican Bingo with the students from the high school. We have Birds of Prey, which is another program that is sponsored by the Cultural Council, which is great. Our public health nurse will be, our public health nurse will be here in May, to do when seconds count, responding to emergencies before help arrives. So it's not a full CPR, but it's what you can do in the meantime before, before the 911 arrives. And then Boomer Boot Camp, as well as a women's singing group, will be starting up in May. And then
Are you doing it?
Boomer Boot Camp is a higher exercise class than, say, osteo or tai chi, but maybe less than like a Zumba. Did you say? Or maybe
I
the
would say it's
same.
probably, yeah, they use,
Okay.
like they'll be using 5 and 7 pound weights. So it's a little bit more
Yeah.
strenuous, yeah.
Yeah. So the instructor is coming from the Y. There is a charge for this class. It's one of the couple things we do charge for because the instructor is not free. So we'll see how it goes. We've had a lot of folks ask for it, and we were lucky enough. Boomer, that's why I was looking for my newsletter.
It's a Monday.
I think it is Monday. It's a Monday afternoon.
Stephanie said it's so well received, I think, in Langlois.
Yeah.
Yes, Ludlow has it now. Boomer Boot Camp will be Mondays at 3. It's in the afternoon. Folks wanted more afternoon activities, so we will see how it goes. And we're filling up. The exercise room is used, so we have to. I know. So that will be starting.
Yep.
And then we'll be continuing with our art in the afternoon. This, in May, we will be having it off-site at Claymates. So it's just easier for her because she has the
Hills.
exactly, right. So rather than lugging everything here, lugging it back, we're just going to meet across the street at Claymates, which is wonderful. So that will be art in the afternoons.
And we also have 2 more watercolor classes.
Yes.
One at 12 and one at 2. And the April one just ends tomorrow.
Right.
And it's been very well attended.
Yep.
12 and 2 on what day?
On Thursdays.
And I think those are all booked up.
And I think
Yeah.
they're all booked.
Yeah.
And I think there's a wait list beyond those 2
Beyond that,
classes.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think she was thinking of
I think
continuing.
Yeah.
She wants the summer off.
Yeah.
fall.
The
This
fall.
summer, she's
Summer
gonna
off.
take the
Yeah.
summer off.
But she
to do
also
it.
wants
Yeah.
to do, I think, an intermediate level.
Okay.
For those of us who are so now experienced.
None of us are the intermediate level.
Maybe intermediate.
Right out there.
Minus
You can repeat the beginner's class.
You can do that for
You guys
probably
are staying
another
back,
few-
is that what it
yeah.
is?
Yeah. It's
That
all
would be me.
positive
They kick me
reinforcement,
out.
but no intermediate.
Get out.
No.
You have terrible art.
We're just getting the palette.
It's fun.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It is.
No, that's wonderful. So that's my board report. Any questions on anything you see?
What about, I think line dancing too, right?
She is looking into line dancing.
That'll
Yes.
be a $5
I might
charge.
do
Mhm.
that.
And I'll do Friday afternoon.
Right.
Yep. Yep. As long as we can
got printed in.
Dance.
Just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which people,
We'll have to watch for
there's a
that.
lot of people. really
Yes, I know, that's wonderful. Line dancing.
We have so many things that are all in different places, so Stephanie's working on the sign to have in the doorways. so people
Yes.
know
Oh,
which way to
sure,
go.
right.
Exactly.
Actually, I went to the tapping and I could not find it.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like down the hall.
It is.
and
It's
I've
in the
never
West Way.
seen
In the West
Do
Way.
they have to
Yeah.
hand out
Yeah.
maps? Have to
Yeah.
have maps for the place?
So that was one of the things I was gonna bring up.
Yeah.
So last meeting we
Right.
talked about the signage and
Yeah.
the room signs too. So she has a new sign that she's gonna put in the lobby that has, you know,
Oh.
directionals. And then as well as outside of all the classes is listed what's there on what day
Schedule, yeah, yeah.
with and that will change, but what will not change is a sign that we'll put up that says if the door is closed, please come in. Because we had someone thought that they couldn't go in when the door was closed.
Oh, my.
So we will fix that.
Yeah,
Heard that.
that'd be great.
Yes.
Way more welcoming.
Absolutely. Yep, and just easier to know. Oh, okay, it's 10 o'clock. Yep, that's what's here. So that works. All right.
So the, next up is the BSCCA.
Perfect. All right, I
Somebody
brought my
need to
notes.
accept the
Oh,
minutes.
Uh,
I move
sure.
to accept the
a
minutes.
second.
Board report.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so BSCCA meeting was on April 1st. They talked about nutrition because they will present a check to the retiree for
Okay.
however many years of service, so that was done. We opted to fix, instead of buy a brand new emergency system, we opted to fix what was broken. The BSCCA was going to pay for a new system, but we just opted to fix what was broken.
Security system?
No, it's the pull cords in the bathroom.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep. We talked about the pickleball fundraiser again, that the cords were just waiting to be resurfaced.
Going to wait.
Sure, yeah,
I'll wait
yeah, that's
till the
fine,
end.
okay, but know that they're still on board for that.
Okay.
The store wants to knock down some walls, we laughed at that. They're gonna have a Christmas in July sale.
No.
That's a no. Yeah, that's a no.
That'd be a hard no.
That's a hard pass. Let's see. They're getting ready for the holiday bazaar. I can't believe I have to say that out loud, but it's in November, so they're doing items now. They made a donation to RSVP for the Healthy Bones and Balance program. That helps with the training, and so that was nice of them. And they bought a grill for our nutrition program, so we can have grilled items on our menu coming up for the summer. Yep, and they're making some repairs on our 2011 van, cosmetic repairs to make it, you know, so not the clunky van isn't driving down the street. It looks a little better than it does. So that was the BSCCA. Yeah. I kept track this time.
Next up, I think it's Lesa.
Lisa. Hi. I'd say a long time no see, but I see you.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome.
It's good to be here. It's been a minute, so this morning I'm gonna make it there and make sure I hear what's going on. Let you know, I'm sure Jessica's already let you know that the senior citizen tax write-off, property tax write-off program will be on the town warrant this year.
I was on my old business.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's all right. No, go ahead.
All right,
Yeah.
so it's a promise I made this group, I was able to push that through. So it is now up to the voters, but it has gone through the select board. So,
Did finance have any, I'm just surprised with the way the budget is this year that they would want to give up taxes. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Is that, did it have
yes.
to?
So everything has a pro and a con, right?
Right.
And that's part of the reason why I wanted to come today. So, the promise I made to this group
Right.
was, you were very concerned that all the other towns, or a lot of other towns have such a program, and why can't we? And it's been something you've wanted for years. So, I made that promise, and if I make a promise, I will do everything possible to make it happen. And sometimes it's not possible, right? This one, I felt like we needed to wait till next year, but because of the Prop 2.5, I felt compelled to push this forward because should the Prop 2.5 pass,
It's gonna raise taxes.
that's just going to be an even greater need. And even Jessica was surprised when it's going to be on the warrant. But, so I hope that that meets with this group's approval, because I just felt like now more than ever, if this goes through, we need to have at least some protection or ability to release some stress. There's probably better ways of putting it, but I think you know what I mean. In addition to that, because I think it's only fair, we were also able to push through the HERO Act. These programs benefit veterans. And you can read about both programs. They should be up on the website today.
Oh, okay.
If not today, within the next 48 hours. So I won't take time now, but it is a program that similarly helps to reduce the financial burden for veterans who sacrifice so much to safeguard our freedoms. So those two programs, we saw, I'm sure you were all watching last night on the select board meeting, because it's such scintillating conversation. But our town manager, Steve Williams, was able to, we realized an additional $90,000 in unexpected money that was going to come back. I'm just speaking very plainly. And he was able to use the money. It has to be split 70-30, so it's not 90. Okay, 70 for the school, 30 for the town. So the 30%, this is tough. This is why I was trying not to get into the weeds, so I'll try, because you're trying to write the notes. Anyway, the money that he, that was unexpected is going to go into covering the cost of the HERO Act and the Senior Citizen Tax Write-Off Program. It's not clear how many people will actually take advantage of the program, but at this point in time, there's a belief, it's not a fact, that this money will cover that. So we're hoping it's a win-win.
That was more money than he expected, right? Was that a lot? That's
Yes.
a large amount.
Well, it's end of the year.
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's great. I'm glad it's there. I'm glad it's sitting there.
So,
It's a good thing.
So that's what, the select board was able to do, and I'm really proud to work with the people I'm working with, because, it's a tough time to be on the select board. And, everyone's very concerned, and rightly so, about money. None of us on the board are sitting at your kitchen table and understanding what the financial picture is. And so for some people, the override might be an easy lift. For other people, maybe not so much. So this is not a panacea. These two programs are not a panacea. But I think it's a good faith first step effort in recognizing and listening to the needs of certainly the elder population as well as our veterans. And I'm here this morning to say, okay, this has gone through, at least on the board level. Now we see how the voters vote on it. And past town meeting, what is it that this board wants to see moving forward next year? So that's if it passes, what would you like? If it fails, what would you like? So that I can begin working with you and the board to make sure that your needs and concerns continue to be represented on the board level.
Lisa, have you put, is there a cap on the property tax for seniors as far as how much they can earn?
Yes, all of that will be laid out.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask next.
Yeah. All the rules and structure will be laid out. Like I said, it should be on the website today.
Okay.
If not, it will be on within the next 48 hours. Can I ask you, if you don't see it on the website, to just write to me and CC Steve Williams?
Of course.
So it'll be on Town of Belchertown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be on the town website. I just am telling everybody, like, go there rather
So by
than-
Friday, we should see it?
You should see it today.
Okay.
So.
That's, the warrants are gonna be up, you mean? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
these two programs,
Oh,
the
programs,
Hero Act
okay.
for veterans,
Okay.
and I say that in case anybody's a veteran here, as well as the senior citizens tax write-off
So
program.
this HERO Act does something to reduce taxes for veterans?
Yeah, you can read all about that or look it up. I don't have it right in front of me, and anytime I don't have it right in front of me, it's like, yeah, you read it, because if I say something wrong, well, she said that, so,
Okay.
it'll be up.
So if either of these pass, hopefully they will,
Mhm.
will there be somebody to provide assistance to help fill out forms? Because that seems to be a.
My guess
surprise to
is,
some
and I
people.
haven't been approached, but my guess is someone will have to oversee this in terms of collecting applications, making sure documents are correct, There'll have to be some sort of board or committee to approve. And then also, vet, can this older adult do the, wherever they are planning on volunteering?
Okay.
Yes, that would be
and
my.
I don't know if that was something, that was one of my questions to you, it was gonna be offline, but Jessica was very influential in helping this cross finish line from a town perspective. So I want to honor you for that work in helping to get this done, and let everybody know that you have a fearless leader. And my question is that it was the, knowing who was in that group, there are planners in that group, and so was there a design formulated about how this is, who's going to get what and when?
Yes and no,
Okay.
because if we can mirror it off of what other towns do, but some do completely opposite things. Like the senior center is the entire point of contact, where others it's more on the financial aspect,
Yeah.
So we'll just have to decide what works best for us, and it also depends on how many slots we have.
Yeah.
If we have 20 slots, we may need more help than if we only have 5 slots.
Yeah.
So.
So,
It depends on the pool of money, is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so if it passes,
Yep.
we should have a, okay, how are we going to eat?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
And that could be just, sorry, Colleen, that could be just meeting with, a town that's very established, and what do you do? And we mirror that, and if it doesn't work for us, then we just figure
Yeah.
out how it does.
yes,
Yeah.
we have a couple of fledgling programs and fledgling initiatives
Yeah.
that, we're going to see how it works. Communications right now is very new in Belchertown. We are incredibly fortunate to have the resource, but at the same time, because it's new and, perhaps we didn't think through just how it might play out. That's another area that we are like, okay, that didn't work. What's the next way that we're going to do this? But I love overall the fact that we're doing this stuff. We're taking the risks.
Oh, yeah.
We're making mistakes, but we're also seeing some nice gains. So
Yeah. Do you need, like a subcommittee from here to do that, or how would you do that?
I don't know
Okay.
yet. Like I said, some towns, the senior center director collects the applications, vets the folks. but then there'll be timesheets involved, so it really, we
Oh, I
need to
see.
sit down
That's right.
with
Someone has to
the
watch the
potential
hours.
players, exactly.
I think we want to
And-
see if it passes first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I interrupted
yes.
you.
No, you're fine. Nope, and that was it. Just that
Okay.
once it does or does not pass, then we'll know which way
Okay.
we need to go.
Exactly.
At what point does he decide what jobs that volunteer would do?
We do have a couple so far. One would be to help out at the library. The job description, again, because this hasn't passed
Yeah,
or
you can't-
anything,
Yeah.
like
No.
nobody's writing any. It's like,
No.
well, who knows we're gonna do it, this is work.
Right.
So, there's potential for helping out at the library. There's also a wonderful opportunity at the schools to cover lunch period so that teachers who are already
Amen.
burdened with, I know,
That'd be it.
with so much on their plate, have perhaps a little break, and it's I know why you're
Lower
laughing.
levels. Well, I was a school nurse for 13
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So I know all about it. I would think our age, probably younger grades would be one of the younger
Well,
schools.
my dad was the director of the school lunch
Yeah.
programs at Plymouth Carpet School
Yeah.
System, so he had 12 schools underneath him, so believe me when I say I know the inside of cafeterias.
Gotta
So,
find the right
you know,
person.
I get it, but for the right people,
Right
this is a wonderful opportunity, seriously, for the right
Yep.
people, to engage with young people and to have young people
Would be good as long as you find the right
see
match.
the elder community as real people.
Right.
That's
And
why I
not
like
elderly.
oldies
And not elderly,
and not elderly.
because.
Yes.
That's
Not-
right.
They're
Right,
not.
right. They're not all, yeah.
Didn't I
No,
say
I-
elders?
We do,
don't
but I
know.
think
I said
that,
elders.
yes, but I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
the perception is that, you're going to get a lot of folks that, might just be able to sit in a chair kind
Right.
of thing and click.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's really our
No.
population any longer.
No.
And we're
Right,
finding out
right.
No.
with our programming, that is not
Oh,
our
yeah.
population,
Yeah.
so.
Well,
I
and the
think
other
that
thing
that's-
is, we have a room of great thinkers here, and so if there are other opportunities that you think might, benefit the town, then, have at it. It doesn't, the one rule, and it's an obvious one, but let me say it, is, this program is not to replace any job that's already being done.
Exactly, yeah.
People need to support their families. These are those gaps that we probably don't even notice, and so that's what we're looking for.
Planting bulbs.
Well, down across the street at the new, the garden they found, the hidden garden.
McPherson?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
or
she's always
Wallace.
looking, the one where the administrator from the
Sensory
state,
garden?
no, where the state
No.
school administrator,
The
what's it,
stone,
I don't know
yeah,
what it's
Mr.
called.
Like near the stone wall, I don't know.
That,
what
she's
that-
always looking for help over
Yeah.
there. She's always
Yeah.
on things like that. Because when I used to volunteer at Wisteria-Hurst in Holyoke,
Mhm.
and there were a lot of people from Holyoke that were working with me,
Mhm.
that were in the tax program.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up.
That's called the McPherson.
Is that what it's called? I couldn't
Yeah,
even know.
McPherson
Yeah.
Garden, which
She's
is
always
such a
asking,
wonderful-
yep, she's always
beautiful.
asking for help.
It's so beautiful.
So,
So I don't know, again, it has to pass the state rules of
Yeah, okay,
like
yeah.
what's considered,
Oh, I see.
a job. So that's why, look on the website, it will give you,
It's not there, I just looked.
oh, no, but it will. I just put out an email
Oh,
saying,
okay.
hi, it's supposed to be up here, so let's give him 24 to 48 hours. But again, that's why I really wanted to be here. Think about, regardless of what happens, I hope it passes. I think, anyway, I hope it passes, just like all you do. But pass or fail, let's work together on what we want for next year.
Lisa, on the warrant, they're not gonna be tied together, so one program could pass and one could fail? Or are they tied,
That's-
or are they tied together?
They are separate.
They're
Oh,
separate.
okay.
Yeah.
Good question.
But I hope they both pass. I don't wanna see, but it's not,
You never know.
I have no control.
You,
Right. Thank you.
That's good. That's
So my old
years.
business was that, and the easel that we already talked about, and the whiteboards. But other than that, I mean, we're just busy, which is,
You missed a report. I mean, there's 1,000 things on the
I know.
list of uniforms.
yep, it's
Parking lot's
incredible.
always full.
Yep,
Very good one.
yeah, we're gonna need another parking lot.
Now pickleball first. And
Pickleball right away. And ukulele. Oh, did you want to talk about pickleball?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that they have not resurfaced.
Okay.
But they gave me another option.
Okay.
They said if you could do an indoor one at Chestnut.
Yep.
In the gym.
Okay.
It would be in July or August though.
Okay.
When school's out. So we
Okay.
should think about that.
Sure.
If we want to do that. I don't know if you heard, we're gonna have a tournament.
We're pickleballing
Our
now.
first tournament.
We're pickleballs. Pickleballers.
And then what we're trying to do is, we were gonna have it across the street, but now they're having this surface problem. Because we go to Jabesh, but we wanna come back here and do like the awards thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And get people in here to see what's going on, and maybe some of the groups will have tables. We're trying to get people my age group and
Yeah.
who are out there come in here and see that it's not people clicking a clicker.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So,
I think that's a
and
great
I keep passing the
idea.
word to everybody I play with that.
Well, so it's gonna be like technically a fundraiser through our association, because the gentleman who's helping us
Yes.
make this happen, he says that it's, because if people have to pay for it, they're gonna show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas
they
you
don't.
just sign people up, your day could come and you might not have anybody playing.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I
I
was
think the
glad he came.
association's making like $400.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're in the talks.
That's great.
Yeah, we're trying
Well, you guys are doing great.
to do it by this year. Someday.
We will,
Next fall,
we
we
will.
will do it.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I love that. That's great. That's all I have. Go ahead, yes.
If you haven't done it, participation surveys are out, they're outside of the community space. And if
Oh,
you
okay,
would
okay.
please
Oh, okay.
fill it out.
Mhm.
And if there are things that are not listed, and you would like to, include, we're in the process of tabulating and seeing what more we can do. Right now, we're running out of space, but I think we've probably proven the hypothesis that I
Mhm.
proposed, that people will come in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And now people are getting all sorts of like, in my face about, well, why don't you start it like at 12:30? Because if I have to finish lunch, I don't
Oh
want to
my
have to wait
goodness.
until 1 o'clock. And I'll be like, the breaks, let's just see how we're going to go here. Yeah. So,
That far.
but we do have
Does anyone need to see
quite a
this?
few
Or you
things
see it?
Yeah, I filled
going
them
on.
out.
Yeah. So-
Yep. I'll fill one. I'll get one.
No, it's wonderful.
There are times when there's two things on at once, which I guess is gonna be a problem, but
Mhm.
Which is
It's
a
a
good
good
thing.
problem.
That's a good problem.
Yeah, I know. I know.
like the movies, I wanna go to a movie and.
But you also want to tap?
Yeah, right.
Maybe you could tap and watch a movie at the same time.
Just do it at the same time. Yep.
But I do think that there are less times that everything is starting at 10 o'clock. So
Well, without
that's
doubt.
how it was,
Yeah.
moved,
Yeah.
Healthy
Yep.
Bones and Body to like 9:15. That has not necessarily stopped people from coming.
Nope.
We have meditation coming, they come in earlier.
Mhm.
We have, so it just kind of proves the point that if a program is of interest to somebody, they will figure out a way
They're going.
to get
Just
there.
spend the time. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Absolutely.
We ended up switching the Silver Sisterhood meeting
Yep.
to Wednesdays
Mhm.
because
I think I'm gonna,
we didn't want to lose people
Yep.
it's next,
that wanted to
it's
exercise.
next Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. First and third.
first and third.
Seems like everything's in
Movie
meetings
moves,
Thursday,
but
and
not
I'm not
movie
available.
days.
Everything.
not moving.
So
Well,
much stuff goes
to
on
be
on
honest with you, it
Thursdays.
was because Thursday was like the lightest, and so that's when it's kind of filled in.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's, yeah. Friday is our next challenge.
Mhm.
But I think that, in talking with the staff, they feel the energy like throughout the whole day now,
Mhm.
whereas
Oh yeah.
sometimes in the afternoon it was like take a break and then be able to, finish up on paperwork, because I
Mhm.
kind of know what
Anymore.
that feeling
Nobody's
is
gonna
like,
report it.
too.
I don't have any time to do my
And
board reports anymore.
It's,
Sorry.
it's jumping.
Yeah.
Which
And it's funny because we're still getting used to it, so
Yeah.
I'll go down to maybe collect sheets. I'm like, oh, there's a class. Never mind.
So you're saying so it would be on the 7th of May, first of the month?
First and third.
First
Yep. So
and
the
third
7th
for
and the
sisters.
21st. Yep.
I'm so glad you changed that.
I have to get used to it.
Me too. I get my head stuck.
Anybody have anything else?
Yeah, how did
Oh,
we-
I have something else too. Go ahead, Tony.
How did you make out on the McCarthy's?
Oh, they made out probably
Oh,
$2,000.
that's good.
So the association held a donation day at McCarthy's where throughout the day, the final tally at night, they donated 10 or 15% back to the association. They had a 50-50 raffle. They had another raffle of a wagon of cheer, and I think they made about $2,000. Yeah, they did
that's
wonderful.
great.
It was on like a Thursday.
That's
Yep,
great.
they did. The one thing before we go, you guys, Tony and Lorraine, when you were appointed, you were finishing someone else's term. So now you both will be up as of June 30th, and if you would like to remain, we can vote you back on until 2028.
Wow.
As long
So-
as I'm living that long, that's okay with me.
Yep, if you would like to continue, Tony, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, then I can do your letters and we're okay? Okay.
Do we need business?
I would-
Do we have to vote on
I would
that?
vote on that. I would vote that we are recommending Tony and Lorraine for the next term, which would be effective July 1st, 25, and go until June 30th, 28.
Put me down for first. Who wants to do second?
I'll second it.
Good.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Okay. Wonderful. I don't think anyone else, let's see. Nancy, you're coming up in 26, same with Maureen, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but everyone else is 27. All right.
This is a full house.
This is wonderful. I don't think I've ever, maybe when I first started.
Next meeting is 28th, right?
The next meeting is May 28th. I will confirm that as I say it out loud. Yes, Wednesday, May 28th. All right.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Good. Thanks, everybody.